There will be no drifting, crashing cars or cop chases in this video. So unless you are a car enthusiast, then this will be a boring video for you. But if you are a car enthusiast, please share this with other car enthusiasts, because there are quite few of us who are interested in car engineering, so please spread this to others that might be interested. But if you are into car chases, go play GTA X. So what was I doing with this? I am simulating a car, as you know, and now I'm moving it slightly backwards, and the tire stiction, I call it tire stiction because rolling resistance is slightly different. I simulate also rolling resistance, but that doesn't affect the car in very low speeds. So for rolling stiction now, you can see that the car stops after a small distance of rolling, as you would expect, because I'm simulating stuff, and I'm also not just putting stiction and rolling resistance in, I am actually simulating it the right way. So the stiction comes from the contact patch, the stiction at the front of the contact patch when the tire deforms, and that will result in a torque on the wheel. So it comes from torque, not from a force somewhere on the body. It's stiction here, torque on the wheel, comes to the wishbones, and it stops the car. And these black arrows are the tire forces, and these are the wishbone forces, the yellow one. So when the car comes to a stop, there is a slight sigh in the forces. Absolutely natural, not programmed in, it just comes because I also have tire flex in the simulation. So there's a slight jolt in the end before it comes to a rest. So that was what I was looking at there. You see the slight jolt there, now, there. So this is all about making a very accurate simulation of a car. Not a realistic simulation, an accurate. I separate those things because realistic could be I program something about how I think things works, but this is about accuracy, about simulating with a big fat matrix and 129 equations I have now to simulate these. Yeah, that looks nice. Anyway, that wasn't even what I was going to show. I was starting at this angle because I wanted to show this. If you look at the horizon, you can see that the car is slightly heavier in the back. You see that there's a slight angle of the car. Look towards the horizon, you see there's a slight angle on the body of the car. You see that? So not important really, but you might want to know that, because the thing that I'm going to show next is that I have this slightly backwards leaning, not that you can see the front or the back of this car, but front is that way, I imagine. So it's slightly heavier in the back, so the body is leaning back, and also I have a few degrees camber, 10 degrees camber to be exact. And what that means is that I have this camber and I have the body, the car, leaning backwards. So what will happen then with the track of the car, the alignment of the wheels? Since the wheels are leaning inward by the camber and the car is leaning backward, that will mean that the tires, the wheels, will point slightly outwards. Are you with me on that? Tires leaning inward and backwards, meaning that the direction of the tires is slightly outwards. So that will mean that they are not going in a straight line. And you see the forces, the black tire forces now. If I make the car go slightly, look at the position, there is this distance between up and the tire force. So if I go now forward, you see that the angle decreased here. The angle decreased because the wheels were rolling outwards, so there is a deflection in the tire that makes the this force on the tire more outwards. The tire is deflected outwards, so there's a force. So this force changed now because they rolled and the tires deflect because they didn't roll in exactly a straight line. And if I roll backwards, you see the angle goes back to being in the other direction because now they moved, the tires rolled slightly inwards, so there is a force in the other direction. So that's accurate and nice, but that wasn't what I was going to show either. I was going to show, let's start over to show this. I'm going to show, so how do I do this is I do this, I think. So now I have dropped the car from somewhere here to down here, and the car is about to go down and settle. Maybe you saw it come down from here to here, and it's on its way down now. So, and you see the forces are now slightly bigger because it started with the suspension extended, and I have camber gains and stuff like that in the linkage. So now the forces are pushing the wheels inward, the tires inward, and the forces are slightly bigger now. And remember, as I said before, the rear is slightly heavier, so it will sit slightly lower, meaning the wheels will point slightly outwards. That will mean that when there is slightly a quite large force on the tires inward, the car is going to want to go forward. Imagine that you are skating on ice. You can skate by angling the skates out and then pushing. So when you are pushing right, that means there is a force on your skate. You push outwards, so the ice pushes back inward. So the ice is pushing on the skates inward, and you have angled your skates out, and you will go forward when you press out. So this is the situation we have here. The skates or the wheels are slightly angled outward, and the ground is pushing on the wheels inwards. That's the black line. So this is going to push the car forward, and that happens automatically because I am simulating all the forces, everything, so that should happen like that. I will break it now slightly, and it stops by the stiction. Right. So and by the same function, if I rotate the front wheels, put some steering angle in, there will be forces on the tires because the tires deflect, and the car will go this way until the tension in the tires have dissipated. You see, it rolls away by the skating action when I put force on the wheels. Yeah. Anyway, share this with some other car enthusiasts so I get some followers who are interested in car engineering and not just drifting and crashes and Mario Kart. Thank you for watching.